IXL Rocks. This is Mr. Nate. We're covering Algebra 1, 8.10, Properties of Operations on Rational and Irrational Numbers. The number d is irrational. Which statement about pi plus d is true? Well, normally I would click irrational, b, but if pi were, if d happened to be negative pi, then they would offset each other, additive inverse, pi minus pi would be 0. So I'm going to have to click C on this one. Depends on the value of d. Alright, let's see what else we have. The number u is irrational. Which statement about 3 minus u is true? Well, irrational minus an irrational is going to be irrational. Wonderful. The number v is irrational. Which statement about v minus 2 is true? An irrational minus a rational is the same thing. It's going to be irrational. So we just have to look out. There's going to be some tricky ones probably. The number a is irrational. Which statement about a plus 6 is true? An irrational plus a rational, and a irrational number is going to be irrational. The sum rational plus irrational is irrational. The number v is rational and positive. Which statement about pi times v, is true? If v is rational and positive, I'm going to say a rational times an irrational is going to have to be irrational. I think, let me see. Rational, irrational. Yeah, let's go with that. The number s is rational. Which statement about 8 plus s is true? Rational plus rational is rational. Easy peasy. The number q is irrational. Which statement about q plus pi is true? Well, this could be a little tricky. My first guess would be b, but then you got to think if q is irrational, it could be negative pi, and negative pi plus pi would be 0. So I'm going to have to go with C on this one, because that would make it 0 would be rational. Alright, trying to guess. So far so good. The number b is rational. Which statement about b divided by 8 is true? Rational divided by rational is a ratio, and that's good. Maybe a couple more we'll call it. The number q is irrational. Which statement about q plus the square root of 40 is true? Square root of 40 is not a perfect square. It's like 5 times 8 is 40, 5 is prime. I'm going to say if q is negative square root of 40, which would be irrational, then it would be 0. So it'd have to depend on the value of q. And we're good. How much time do we have? The number v is irrational, and the number w is rational and negative. Which statement about VW? A rational times an irrational is going to be irrational. I don't think the negative quite matters. The numbers t and u are both rational. The sum of two rationals are rational. And let's go with that. Let's call it a day. I appreciate you coming to IXL Rocks. This is Mr. Nate. We'll see you on the next lesson. Bye for now.